Hello to all the beautiful people of the internet. Oh, that was a bit of a voice break there. But do you hear that? Music. I finally decided to put music in the videos if you didn't see my post already. So from now on, every video I will have music instead of you just listening to me ramble on about shit that I don't even know about, or I'm just going all crazy and loony. As you can tell, I haven't slept in a very long time, so excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty, and if you hear anything in the background, I do apologise. I cannot control that. So today we're going to be reviewing episode 2 of Black Knight. I just watched it, and for the most of all, it's pretty good. But some of it was a little bit like, what's going on? So I'm going to get into the positives before I get into the negatives. I have me handy notebook here. So there was some tech in the episode where they used like a camera thing to scan the entire apartment, and it showed them like how many bodies there's supposed to be, like what's there, what's not there, and that was very interesting technology. I thought, that's new, I haven't seen that before. So points for originality on that one. And with the military, and I've found out that the main protagonist is a refugee, and the two women in there, they're sisters. And but you can tell by the big sister, who's the only sister that's still alive, is that she and her soldiers, they're very loyal. It's very well established that they're with them, they're with her. And there's also an interesting character mystery, whereas there's some metal in a protagonist's leg, and it's interesting, like, what's that? Is he a robot? What is he? The sadness as well by the sister during the cremation scene is very well acted. I am very impressed with what she did there, so props to the actress who did that. And the music is better. Before, in episode 1, the music felt like something we've already heard before. But in this episode, there was so much new stuff. I was like, yeah, this is really good music. They've actually stepped it up a level this time. I was really impressed. And it also establishes that anytime anyone walks into somewhere new, there's always a decontamination process. And I love that it's in every place and not just consistent plot holes that usually other movies or TV shows have. They are consistent, they need to keep clean because the air could be very poisonous. And I love that detail. And there was an interesting interaction between 5/8 and the Major being this big sister, as she was first asking him questions as a witness, but then she suspects him. And you can tell that they have different agendas. The 5/8 is just trying to be a delivery guy who's trying to figure out the mystery, while the Major just wants revenge. She's very angry. But then we see in a flashback, she never kills the refugee, even though she's told to. And that was a very interesting bit in that flashback. It's the only thing I really liked about it. And yes, it continues on. There is some background detail during the episode where the protagonist, I still can't remember what his name is, because like, again, I'm not very good with foreign names, so I do apologise. But we see like the background change and some of the like time fades, and I love that little detail in there. Perfect. And there's also an interesting control over people. So anyone who's in like the rich district, basically, they have a little, let's say a little bomb in the back of their neck, and basically it's a kill switch. And when it's like activated, they can choose. It takes them a while to like die. And trust me, it looks like a horrible fate. It's an interesting topic there. The locations are still shot beautifully. I can't deny it. The cinematography at most points is very, very beautiful. Some bits are like generic, like yeah, that's fine. But then you got some shots that like sweep up or like sweep around, and you are just amazed by how gorgeous it looks. The dialogue as well with the mainly with the old man is very interesting as he like tells the refugee, talks with the refugee about like his guilt, and the specific topic of sorrow and guilt. I loved that. That was a very, very interesting scene. I think I would replay that scene again if I could. And these soldiers' loyalty is very believable, because I was worried they were going to do a cliche thing that, oh, this thing's been taken off, they can't access the data, so now they have to go rogue. No, the soldiers actually had everything backed up, and they were willing to help the Major any way they could, and I loved that they subverted my expectation on that. I was so happy that they made me change my mind just like that. They could have easily gone the Major goes rogue route, but they didn't. They did it in a different way, and I really appreciate it. But the brutality of the world and the rich is very well established as well, because you can see what kind of control the rich Chumyang has, as well as like other gang leaders and such. And just overall, the plot feels well paced. Nothing is rushed, nothing is punched in. It's just simple. This is what's happening. This is the plot. This is how we're pacing all out. And I love that it's not rushed. Now we're going to get into the negatives. I'm going to be a negative Nancy right now. There are some abilities in there that are not well known. Like when 5/8 goes in, apparently he can sense that something happened. That wasn't established before in the first episode, so I don't know how he magically knows, yeah, this happened. Relationships were also established too late. I don't know if it's because I missed it in the first episode. If I did, I will retract this statement, but I felt like the relationships were too late to be established between the sisters and the refugee, as well as 5/8's relationship with everyone else, who he knows, who he doesn't know. It should have been established in the first episode. If they were, I will retract this statement. But then the flashback with the Major also feels a bit cliche, like they were heading in to kill rebels, and she saves one. That's pretty much, well, we've seen it before. But like I said, the only interesting thing was she never killed one. So that was the only thing that made the flashback redeem itself a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah, when 5/8 is alone in his apartment and he's looking at the bullets that supposedly killed the refugee, but didn't. He's still alive. He talks to himself. He doesn't look like the character who would talk to himself. It would mostly just talk to someone else, because he asked, should I investigate or should I just lay back? He seemed like the guy who would say that to someone he trusts very closely, not someone who would be like talking to himself. So I didn't like that. That was a bit off. Also, the timeline as well in the episode did feel confusing in the beginning, because we first see the refugee that he's dead, then we see him in the hospital, and like, how did he manage to get there just like that? And then we see him fighting someone. I'm like, how did he recover and get out? What happened? What's going on? So I was really confused in the beginning, but after a while I got it in the end. But I really didn't like that it confused me in the beginning. But then they had the grandpa now becoming the cliche wise old man. I'm like, seen it before already. Can't you do something bigger? And that's why this did redeem itself in the sorrow and guilt conversation, but still shouldn't have done that in the first place. The comedy as well, it's still too goofy. I still don't like that it's being played off as silly and dumb and over the top. I just don't get it. And there's too two characters in there that are just overall goofy. You know what kind of characters they are, and they just don't fit in the story overall. The villain motive as well is too cliche, like, oh, I'm dying, and also I want to take over my father's company. I'm like, so does every other villain. What new have you got? But the tournament that they're gonna have, it feels like it's gonna be like a fight. If it's not, I will retract this statement as well, but it feels like it's gonna be another fight to the death thing. And the last thing, there was a training fight scene where it was obvious who was going to win. I didn't like that. Like, we know who's going to win. There should be more stakes in this. Like, have two random characters just fight to the death. Then you can have like a guess of like who could win. Because like it was obvious that the two characters there, 5'8", and I can't remember what the other one was. But it was a female, and I just like, I know they're gonna win. So overall, on this episode, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. As well as like the confusion, some of the cliches that are always overdone, and the comedy. It just those big points just took it away. But overall, well-paced episode, a very good story. I can't wait for episode 3. I hope it's a massive improvement. But I imagine the comedy is still going to be the same, and I'm really worried about that. So if you enjoyed the video, if you like what you see, please have a like, subscribe. If you want me to create a travel channel and a vlog video series for this channel, get me to 50 subscribers and I will do that for you. Because 60% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed. So what are you doing? Come and subscribe. Subscribe, hit all notification bells, and you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. Because I know some of you who are watching always come back. I'm like, why not just subscribe and come back? Also, you can follow my food channel and link the description down below. Not next week, but the week after. So the week after next week, there will be a video. It will be my video. I will be doing a Asda part 2. Asda's ready-made food part 2. So thank you all very much, and have a good day, everybody.